Welcome back and many thanks for staying with us right here on Morning at NTV. With me, Romeo Busiku. We're getting into another pertinent discussion on the cabinet decision to institute new measures that will be used to implement the standard operating procedures that will help in warding off the contraction and the spread of the SARS-CoV-2 virus, which is also known as the COVID-19 disease. We are privileged to be joined by the State Minister of Health for General Duties, that is Robin Nabanja, right now. A very good morning, Madam Robin Nabanja. How are you doing this fine Tuesday morning?
Good morning, good morning.
Yes, Madam Nabanja, yes, there she is.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing this fine day?
I'm fine, thank you.
So what is government recommending in the observance of the standard operating procedures, Madam Robin Nabanja?
Oh, yes. Allow me to remove my mask.
Please do.
So that I'm a bit clear.
Please do.
Since everybody is far.
Yes, Robin
Yes,
Nabanja,
brother.
what is the
Morning.
government recommending in the observance of the standard operating procedures?
We continue to recommend the same, like we have been doing. We continue to look at sanitizers, people sanitizing their hands, people giving themselves a distance from one person to another, and of course washing hands regularly. But we are changing some strategies. For example, the asymptomatic cases. Then symptomatic cases. We are going now to be dealing with symptomatic cases, especially those people who show signs of COVID. Those will be treated in our health facilities, but asymptomatic cases will be treated from home. Because as you can see, the cases are going up, and we think the system can easily be overwhelmed. So we are encouraging those asymptomatic cases to stay at home. That's a new shift of policy.
Ms. Robin Nabanja, don't you think allowing asymptomatic people to be treated from home might have very, very debilitating effects like other countries?
Come again?
Don't you think allowing asymptomatic people to be treated at home might have very, very bad effects, just like what we saw in the United States, Germany, and all these countries? These people continue to leave their homes and contact the members of the community, spreading the disease. Don't you think something like that might happen in Uganda?
Of course, it has some side effects. Because, for example, if that asymptomatic case or patient is careless and he starts moving around the people, he will be infecting others. That's why we want Ugandans to be responsible. Ugandans need to be more responsible than ever before. We have gone in the fourth phase of the infection. This is a very dangerous phase because the system is overwhelmed. We were doing contact tracing. We can only do that for people who have other underlying health effects, like diabetes, maybe somebody is pregnant. But now we have shifted. People have to look after themselves.
Ms. Robin Nabanja, explain to us how schools will be observing the standard operating procedures when they reopen.
It is a responsibility now of every Ugandan to try as much as possible to remain alive. Every Ugandan has to be responsible. That is it, because government health facilities are already overstretched.
Could you break down to us the simple steps, Madam Robin Nabanja, how these schools shall be observing the SOPs? Because they are watching the proprietors.
Of course, we know our schools are going to start soon, especially the candidate classes.
What do
At the
they need?
ministry, we have been in touch with the Minister of Education. At the ministry, we have been directed by the President to give or provide masks for our students, both in the government and the private institutions and schools. So for us, we are ready. We are going to give masks to the Minister of Education, which minister will also pass over the masks to the schools. And we expect each child, each student, each child to get 2 masks. And we believe the schools will observe SOPs by providing sanitizers, by make sure that they have a temperature monitor gun, and then they will also, we expect them to have hand washing facilities. And of course, we expect them to space our students and children while in class. And we're also trying to sensitize the parents and of course the teachers to make sure that our children stay safe in the school compound by not allowing them to crowd, to make crowds to, But of course, with children, especially the young children, P7 and below, but these other mature students, we expect them to behave because they have to survive then.
Miss Robin Nabanja, thank
Unless
you very
when you
much.
have another question.
No, thank you very much. That's all. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Well, Ms. Robin Nabanja is the State Minister of Health for General Duties in the Ugandan government. And as she mentioned, very sick people, as far as the COVID-19 disease is concerned, will be treated in government coffers. But those asymptomatic cases will be ferried back home. You'll be able to treat yourself in the confines of your home. But then this is what was happening in the United States, in China, in Japan, in South Korea. People were being sent back home, but then the governments in these countries realized that cases started to skyrocket because they couldn't control the movements of these asymptomatic people in their homes. Many of them went shopping, others, went to the airports when they were still open. So they were able to get that disease out of their country to other countries because of the asymptomatic nature of that disease. So as it is, those are some of the details that are coming in. Government will be sending asymptomatic people back home, and those who are seriously ill will be treated in government coffers. The schools that are reopening shall be mandated to have a temperature gun, number 1, 2 face masks for each student, and other measures that have been instituted by government to ensure standardized enforcement of the standard operating procedures to ward off the contraction and the spread of the SARS-CoV-2 virus. My name is Romeo Busiku. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.